Abraham Maslow created a hierarchy of needs to say what we need as humans to get to self-actualization. I studied this first in high school and I said, ooh, I want to be self-actualized someday. And I'm working on it every day. But there's basic levels: shelter, clothing, food, air, water, and sleep. So those are basic physiological needs. That's level 1. Level 2 is safety, but it can also look like job security, health, financial security. Level 3 is love and belonging. Belonging to a group of friends, belonging to a family. Level 4 is esteem needs. Do we get recognition? Are we appreciated? Do we have self-respect? And do we have some level of achievement? And level 5 is self-actualization. That's realizing my full potential through personal growth, creativity, and achieving meaningful goals. He updated it over the years. So that shows to me he's got a growth mindset. This is not static. It's a fluid thing. Dr. Saul McLeod in Simply Psychology wrote this cool article that updated us. And I just found out that now Maslow has a motivation model. And he included 3 other aspects: cognitive, aesthetic needs, and then transcendence. Unknowingly, I used Maslow's model to try to be my best self. I did the physiological stuff first, much heavier in the past, did not work out, did not eat properly, was obsessed with food, didn't get good sleep, was overscheduled. I was a mess, okay? And little by little, I started looking at these different parts of my life and changing and trying to be my best self and being conscious. Consciousness is key. But I want to give you some examples of what I did and who I listened to at each level. This was where I started, and it really, really helped me, and I want to just share it with you. So the physiological level. So number 1, I was very unhealthy with my eating. I was obsessed with cookies, chocolate food, chips, anything salty, sweet, processed. After I just eaten, I would think about what I want to eat next, and it was an escape. So listening to Jason Fung, nephrologist, ran a kidney office, and he was helping people with diabetes. He would meet his patients, put them on insulin, but they weren't getting better. They weren't healing. It was just a slower death. And that hit me hard. I'm like, well, that's not why he got into being a doctor. So what did he do? One of his patients did time-restricted eating, and he saw that this reduced their glucose levels and actually got them off of the insulin. And so now he runs a clinic for time-restricted eating up in Canada, and he's helping so many people now. Then I got into Mindy Peltz. She wrote a book, Fast Like a Girl. Oh, and then the person who got like all the pieces together is Luis Mojica, a somatic healer and a therapist and a nutritionist. He puts so many different modalities together, and he's writing a book, so I can't wait to see that. That's coming out next spring. But he put some pieces together about my cravings. I just couldn't get over eating chocolate, and he helped me realize that I was seeking love because my grandfather used to give me chocolate, and it's just all connected. So getting the proper amount of sleep, trying to sleep for 7 to 8 hours a night, and also drinking a lot of water, staying hydrated, going to the gym and going every day, and doing different classes, not just the HIIT workouts. I'm heading to yoga in a little while. Doing flexibility as well as strength, as well as cardio. They're all tied together. So that is really important, to do different types of exercise. Also to go out in fresh air and some sunlight on your eyes. I learned that from Dr. Huberman. He's like, you should let sunlight hit your retinas in the morning. And so I go for my 1 mile walk or run every morning. Safety needs. Number 1, I hope you feel safe where you are. And that can be in your location, with who you're living with who you work with. If you feel unsafe at all, take an assessment and please get help if you need it. You could be living in a house where your ideas aren't valued. Who are the people I'm talking to all the time? Are they bringing me up? Are they neutral, or are they chipping away at me? And I had to really take a look at that, and I had to make some hard decisions. And then the 3rd level is love and belongingness. When I was going through my big, changes and the divorce and things like that, I really cut everybody out. So that I did go out of order on that one, because I was by myself primarily. So I had to learn how to respect myself, how to love myself, how to like myself. And that's been an ongoing thing for like 5 years now, because if you come from that where you put everyone else first, learning to put yourself first and being your own friend is really hard. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to buy flowers for myself, and then I'm like, yes, I am. And little things like that, those little conversations you have with yourself. Love yourself. You're the only you've got. And then I let people back in. You know, after I got to a certain point where I was working on myself, I was able to reunite with some old friends and make new friendships, and it was really beautiful. How am I going to allow you to treat me? And those are really hard, and I'm still working on learning how to do those gracefully, because sometimes I can be pretty strict because I don't want to be taken advantage of. So it's learning how to use that muscle. It's learning how to put those in place. Cognitive needs is like, for me, our pursuit of knowledge and understanding. I've always had that. So that's kind of been an ongoing theme in my entire life. Okay, aesthetic needs. This one came in fairly early because I had so much stuff. I was kind of like, oh, I'll buy 2 of these because they're on sale, or 5. Letting go of things and realizing, you know what, this isn't who I am now. It doesn't serve me anymore. And Marie Kondo helped me a lot with that. So I love it, you know, and that was just a great way. You touch it and you could feel, does this resonate with who I am now? And that's what I'm doing with this last batch of stuff I'm going through. And then self-actualization needs. Realizing our personal potential, self-fulfillment through creativity and achievement and peak experiences. He added, I love this, transcendence needs, a sense of purpose that transcends beyond ourselves. And that's where I'm at now. I'm building, this channel is about that, creating some support groups locally, teaching at senior centers and assisted livings, different art therapy and appreciation, and tying it in with life lessons. Sneakily, I'm like a parent baking the vegetables and the lasagna, but it's really gratifying to try to leave the world a better place than the way I came into it. I'm trying. And then he also says you can have experiences with nature, you know, get out in nature and transcend meditation. He also says aesthetic experiences, sexual experiences, service to others, the pursuit of science, religious faith. There's so many different ways we can transcend. We can be beyond ourselves, get out of our heads, and go with the universe. You know, we're all one. We're all united. Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs, I loved using it as a sort of a blueprint for my self-growth. As you grow, it gives you somewhere to focus on. And I'm still using it today. So from myself to yourself, thank you for joining me on this journey.